and nothing's going to happen. I can actually rev the bike. So for the purpose of this video, we're going to be using my bike, which is a KTM Duke 390. It's kind of a classic beginner bike over here in Australia. I'll try and cover everything. If I miss anything, just hit me up in the comments. Let me know I've been a naughty boy. Obviously, at this point, I'm assuming you've got your hands on a bike and you've got the key. You'll see often the key will be in the lock position. So the first thing you're going to want to do is turn the key so it removes that lock, and it allows you to straighten out the handlebars and that front wheel. It's more of a deterrent. If someone really wants to steal your bike, that's probably not going to stop them. I'm going to throw a leg over. So the principles, or the way they tell you to do this on most courses, is they ask you to hold on to this grip with your left hand, reach across, pull that front brake in so the bike doesn't roll, throw your leg up and over, and then normally get that kickstand up by hitting it with your heel. And now I've got full control of the bike with my body. I'm now sat on the bike trying to get comfortable, feet are on the ground, kind of wobbling the bike side to side. I always check my mirrors at this point, check that I'm happy with them, but everyone's got personal preference, just like a car, how they want to set up their mirrors. So whenever I'm starting the bike, or if I stall it, I think, okay, 4K, what does that mean? Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is check, is the kickstand up? Yeah, kickstand's up. Then check the key. Okay, key. All right, turn the bike on. Cool. Then kill switch. Yep, kill switch is not engaged, so we can actually now start the bike and know what gear you're in. Yep. So at the moment I'm in neutral, but you might have stalled in third gear or fifth gear or whatever. You want to make sure you're down, either back in neutral or down to first. Pull the clutch in. There's various reasons for that. People say they don't want the bike to lurch forward. You might not be in neutral, or it might say you're in neutral but you're actually in a gear, so it's going to lurch forward. Other people say it takes strain off of the engine, that kind of thing. Just for the sake of covering our bases, I tend to pull it in, and then we know it doesn't matter what gear I'm in, the bike's going to start without lurching forwards. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to push the starter button, which is just down here on my bike, and there you go. You can see the motorcycle is started. I can let go of that clutch now, clutch lever, because I'm in neutral, and nothing's going to happen. I can actually rev the bike, and because I'm in neutral, the transmission isn't engaged. So basically, you know, your gears and your clutch, they work together with your motor and your engine to send power to the rear wheel. And if you got it in neutral and you're not in the gear, then there's nothing happening. So you can rev that engine as much as you want, but it's not sending anything to the rear wheel. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the clutch in, and with that lever down there, I'm going to push down once, and you might have felt the bike lurch ever so slightly forwards, but you can see now it's in first gear. So you can see the bike is idling. Every bike kind of has a rev range that it idles in. So if I start to release the clutch over here, we're going to enter what is called the friction zone, or the biting point. And like right now, you can see the bike is starting to move forward. A lot of bikes have what's known as a wet clutch. Basically it means you're not going to burn the clutch out by just slowly slipping it out. So I'll just do that again. So I'm just releasing the clutch super slow, and then once it starts to bite, the bike is going to start moving forward. So we're going forward. That's the engine just starting to carry the bike forward. Okay, so I'm just going to pop it back up into neutral, which means I can now let go of the controls. So basically this clutch lever, you want to be super sensitive. I'm only using 2 fingers. I'd highly recommend you probably use all of your fingers for your braking and your clutch. So your brake lever and your clutch lever, use all 4 fingers basically, because when you do your training or for your test on the day, they're going to probably tell you they want to see you using all 4 fingers. We can get into a debate about that, but it's their rules. Regardless of how many fingers you're using, I mean, in the beginning, just cut yourself some slack, do whatever feels comfortable when you're literally first time trying to get the bike moving. So just giving it a little bit of rear brake, and I've gone down into first, and I'm not giving any throttle whatsoever. Okay, I'm just releasing out the clutch. Yeah, just letting the clutch out, and now we're moving forwards, okay? And I'm just pushing with my feet very gently just to keep the bike balanced. But once we get up to a certain speed, like now, I've actually taken my feet off the ground and we are racing. So we're going pretty slow, we're just in first gear, but this is literally the idle revs of the bike, of the engine doing the business. So I'm not giving it any throttle. Yeah, and what I can do is I can modulate my speed by just pulling that clutch in. Now we've disengaged the engine, we're starting to slow down, okay? And then I can give it a little bit more, and now we're moving forwards. So you can actually ride around just using the clutch to modulate your speed between it being engaged and not being engaged. Okay, so I'm just going to get away from the bend just so no one flies around, takes me out kind of thing. So I pulled the clutch in, I'm pulling the brake, coming to a stop, got my foot down. So I'm just going to pop it up into neutral. So now I can let go of everything. So we've got the controls in front of us. I'm literally doing a tiny little movements. It's not this, because that'll stall the bike, okay? I can show you that if you want. So I put it in first, and there we go, buckaroo. There we go, buckaroo. Let that out way too fast. So I'm putting the clutch in. So this is where you stalled at the lights, big traffic. Oh no, what am I doing? Okay, 4K. Okay, kickstand's up. Key is in the on position. Kill switch is in the go position. What gear am I in? Okay, I'm in first gear. What do I do? What do I do? Shall I try and find neutral? Oh, I can't find neutral. Oh no, this. Okay, the cheat. Pull the clutch in. Start the bike up. Okay. That can be a stress in traffic, so it's good to practice. I find that 4K thing really helps, just because there's 4 things I've got to check. Right. So we're in neutral at the moment. So on your course, they're actually going to want you to probably do fast idle, friction zone. So this chart here with your revs, at the moment we're about a 2. What they're going to want you to do is be using all 4 fingers on your throttle and your clutch. I'm not going to do 4 fingers on the clutch because I will stall for sure. Oh, hold on, let's do it. Okay, fine. I'm going to do what I'm back on my day of my test. I'm getting told you don't know what you're doing, stop using 2 fingers, use 4. Okay, and what they want is they want a little bit of revs. They call that fast idle. Okay, so you can see the revs are picking up. Just kind of helps stopping the bike from stalling. And then you're going to release. Oh, so the first thing I'm going to want to do is put myself in first gear, which I forgot. Too busy yakking. So now you're going to do that fast idle. That means a few more revs. You can see the counter going up. Okay, now that's my fast idle. It's not too much, it's just a bit. And now my left hand is starting to let that clutch out. And now you can see friction zone. The bike is moving forwards. Now there's a high risk of me stalling this because I don't normally use 4 fingers anymore. But I've pushed with my feet a bit. I'm still letting the clutch out now. Just doing it super slow. You can hear that or see that the revs are staying kind of the same. So I'm trying to keep my hand in the same position, my right hand. And I'm just letting that clutch out super slow. And that's kind of how they want you to do your slow speed maneuvers. Right now the clutch is fully out and we're cruising. It's at that point that you would start to change gears on the bike. So we're in first, so we want to go to second. And the way we do that is throttle off, so right hand off, clutch in, get under that lever, kick up into second gear, gas, let the clutch out. Okay, you can see we're going super slow, but because I'm letting the clutch out nice and slow, we didn't stall. Okay, but it's that same procedure every time you want to change gear. So I'm going to hang a right here, just go back down to our quiet spot. I'm going to go through what I did with the gears, but I'll pull over so we can talk about it. I always try and reply to every comment, and I'm still a beginner as well, so it's tricky to ride and speak and remember everything, so I might miss something, but